Hey, I am here with Arthur and Puff from the Firebase team.
Hello.
And they are here to talk about, well, Firebase, but what in particular?
Firebase and Flutter together.
Okay. Well, there's a lot you can do with Firebase and Flutter together, right?
That's right. We have significant support for Flutter with a lot of the Firebase tools. There's some that are still less stable than others, but for the most part, we've got very solid Firebase support on the Flutter framework.
Very cool. Well, you know what? That can be said for a lot of the people around here, too. Some of them are more stable than others.
And that's when you switch over to me, right?
Well, exactly. And to give you an idea about stable versus not stable, look at the guy with a knife in his back.
Hey, it wasn't there when I sat down.
But hey, an interesting thing that I noticed is now the Flutter team has developer relations people, and the Firebase team has developer relations people.
That's right.
But wasn't Google recently reshuffling and hiring to have some developer relations people who would have 1 foot in each? I thought.
Well, we have. I actually think we do. So we work with the Flutter team closely, very closely. And you see that in our developer relations teams also. So I do a talk in about 20 minutes with Eric Windmill, who's officially on the Flutter team. And I'm officially on the Firebase team. And if you mix us up, that would not be surprising.
And I remember Eric wrote a book on Flutter early on.
Yep.
So I did not realize that he had been put on the team now.
No, he did. He is, yeah. He's one of our newer engineers on the Flutter DevRel team doing Firebase things. And
very cool.
I'm one of the older engineers on the Firebase team, mostly doing Flutter things these days.
You're one of the older engineers, period, right?
We're not allowed to comment on that, but yes, probably. When Tim was doing a talk today about Windows programming and Win32 and Petzold, my hand went up as in like, yes, I read that book for Windows 3.1. I actually had a blast at Tim's talk, by the way. It was fun to see somebody writing a Windows native mobile application in Dart that read.
That is legit.
Yes.
It's kind of funny. Funny story, has nothing to do with Flutter, by the way. But a friend of mine years ago, when 95 first came out, he was running 3.1.1 for work groups, and then 95 comes out. He installs 95, decides he hates it, rolls back. Well, the blue screen of death is populated with string variables. Mm-hmm. So he gets a BSD, and it says, this version of Windows requires a newer version of Windows.
Indeed.
Not kid, true story.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Like, that sounds like a Windows thing to do. I actually like that one of the first things that Tim implemented was a progress bar. Right, it's like, yep, I know.
Yes, but does it move?
It did. It didn't move backwards, so I was a bit surprised about that.
I mean, it usually just goes from like 0 to 100%. There's nothing in between. Just get to the end.
Well, but that's kind of interesting. There you go. With Flutter, you can make a progress bar that goes 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
That's right. It's very dynamic.
Yeah, I like that actually. Yep. So.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys taking the time.
Awesome.
And good luck with your talk.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Hey, you finished your slides yet?
Yeah, but I need to reboot an emulator, otherwise it won't work. So we'll be good. I'm doing slides this time, yes.
Hey, hot tip, okay? Hot tip. These guys can verify it. You're not a real presenter until you desperately finish your slides in the Uber on the way to the venue.
That is very true.
On stage while you're putting on the mic.
That's normally, right? Everyone's like, slide deadline is then and then. So, slide deadline is when I walk onto the stage.
That's right.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, thank you.
Sure.
Thanks everyone for joining.